Welcome back, Woodpeckers. Back to another episode of Wood and Whiskey Wednesday. Still Steven, still shop. I want to talk a little bit about the choice of a logo. If you've been around for a little bit, you've known that I've had at least two different iterations of what I wanted to do for a logo. The first being a very simplistic saw blade that has the center of the saw blade is the zero of Doublet. I thought I was like really smart doing that. Hi Troy. And then a quick simple right on the back. This is what I make. This is what I started with. This is what you know what you should be known for. I still have literally hundreds of these cards and decided to rebrand. Not throwing them out. They still cost money. Hey Brads, how's it going? Still got the right information on it. I'm going to keep it. Hope you all doing as well as I am. This Wednesday has been a lot less stressful than the last two. Hopefully, we don't have the same internet problems because it's clear. Thunderstorms all day today, but it's sunny again. So what are we sipping on today? I got Dalwhinnie's. It's a Scotch whiskey. Haven't had it that long, but it's smooth. Tastes pretty great. Don't really need a chaser with it. Here we go. What is everybody else drinking? Like the Woodpecker. Yes, absolutely, Troy. Like the Woodpecker. That's what we rebranded into, and that was literally from trying to get jump started on making videos and having a brand that people can say, oh, you got a Woodpecker. I know what that is. Are we Mr. Beast? No. But you know exactly who Mr. Beast is by looking at his logo. And unless you've been driving around, North Carolina and seen that in the back of my truck, you wouldn't know who I am either. So we're going to try to do this online poll thing again. Still working on stuff. Will it publish? So the question is, ever think about starting your own side business? And if you have thought about starting your own side business, where do you start? Do you want to start with a branding or a logo, or go online and make something really quick? So I made these about 6 or 7 years ago now. It's actually one of the first things I did when I started the business. No marketing background at all. It's a saw. I use a saw in the shop. I cut things, with it. Not my fingers, because we do not sit and saw. Never. Bad idea. It was probably one of the first things I thought about as soon as I wanted to try to dabble in making it a business. It started going back, a couple of episodes ago. It started with ribbons, and people going, "Hey, where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Hey, I make it. Do you sell it?" No. More than enough people came up to me and said, "Hey, do you sell it?" And I started thinking, maybe I can make it a business. Let's see, how big or how small it will be. Here we are 6 years later. Probably about 8 years after starting out, but 6 years of having a EIN within the state of North Carolina and paying my taxes and doing all the things you're supposed to do as a business. And now I'm rebranding. what would you rebrand, or what would you make as a design for your business? If you're just starting an Etsy shop, where do you think you want to start with designing it? You know, I didn't have ChatGPT 6.5 years ago. What made this was what gave the idea for, a woodpecker. Is anybody else using it? And are we using it as the unks? We're called unks, most of us old ones. With the, hey, do just this. I'm a guy that's just like, do just this. I want you to write this paper for me. Shh. I didn't do that with any of my papers. I don't do that with any of my emails either. Ever. Never. Or award write-up. Never. We don't ever use those. But I do use it for the business. I have used in the past, the customer comes up and says, hey, I really don't have a good idea of what I want, but I want it to incorporate this, that, and this. Right? Let me go home. Have to work at night. Let me go home, do some things, draw some things up. I'm not drawing it up. I'm putting a prompt into AI and letting it, boot up and give me what I want. Much like if you saw a couple of posts that we had this week, I asked people to draw me a picture. What do you want? What do you want me to create you? Nothing fancy. I mean, she did a great job, 3D and everything. I'm normally used to very rudimentary and not an artist recruit. We've already discovered that. But this is what they wanted. With that, turned into this. Nice little box. I won't show that it is painted underneath. We'll leave that alone. But hey, can you make a box? Woo! I'm breaking down everything. From this. And that's what I think a lot of us have to do with branding and making designs for your business, your side business, or the House of Brad crest. And yes, absolutely. I saw that today and I thought it was amazing. You want to take a picture or a design for your family and create something with it. And I got you. We're going to start working on something. Those are the things that most people don't think about when they're going to start. I'm going to blow up big on YouTube. Doing what and how are you branding yourself? I struggled with it. Again, struggled with it for 6 years. I made something real quick and said, you know what, that's it. Put it on, a couple of t-shirts that I've had in the past, always on the back of my truck. But we're changing. I think for the better. I like the woodpeckers. I like calling people woodpecker. I don't know why. It's just, they're all woodpeckers to me. And I am a woodpecker. Very, very deep down woodpecker all the time. So if you want to hop into the comments, what if anything would you try to start as a business? A small side hustle, getting onto the Etsy shop and making beads, or crocheting. They got some great stuff out there. My wife's making some awesome plate. What are the little plate holders? It's funny. It goes good with your business. Absolutely. I think this does show what the Wood Emporium is about. Not the we cut things. It it should be a fun experience, and we should have fun interacting with each other while we are putting it together, putting your vision together. It shouldn't be a this is what I want, go make it. No, let's talk about it. Let's have a little bit of engagement between the customer and the I like to say artist, wood artist. Let's have some placemats. Love, thank you. Yes, my wife's making placemats with yarn. They are amazing. And if she wanted to start an Etsy shop, what would she use as a logo for it? And that's where we want to. What's your Etsy? Absolutely. There you go, love. Start it. But that's what your brand should be, and that's what the woodpecker. They're all smiling. They're all and those are the prompts that we put into Chat GPT. It worked. I got four, and hell, you can continue on going. But I got four that I really, really liked, and that's what we've made little. And again, yes, pins. Still making them. Still putting them out. These are still a little dusty from the flags I've been making. I enjoy doing them, but that's a way to brand, and that's what I'm using as branding. Uh, some of them I won't even sell. It's hey, you're getting a project from me. Inside your box may or may not be a pin, may not be an extra set of earrings that you didn't order, but I wanted to give them to you, and a few of you have gotten that in the past. You can totally use my order in the video next week. Amanda, you know what? I actually might. Because this is the 8th episode. All of my classes for college, both my bachelor's and my master's, were all 8 weeks long. I've been doing this as long as those classes. I sometimes run out of material. That's why you're getting this one on logos tonight. Not to take anything away from it, but it really did, hit home with me. Yesterday I got a message from a friend years back. We worked at Quantico back in 2011, 2013 timeframe. And she's a doctor now. I forget what her major is in. But she's got a friend that's going to be a doctoral candidate. And the survey she wanted me to fill out last night was about veteran entrepreneurs. And that's what started this entire rabbit hole we're going down tonight. And it was the questions, and it was the survey had to take me probably 15, 20 minutes. It was quite intensive. But the questions started, coming up of veterans getting out of the military and what do they do, when they don't want to go work for corporate America, or they don't want to go, be a government employee back on base. I love my job. My boss is watching. Quite happy where I'm at. But if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to go work for yourself, Michelle, absolutely. But if you didn't want to, go and do those, how hard has it been to transition into being an entrepreneur? Your entire 20 years or 30 years have been structured on what you're doing today, what you're doing tomorrow, and somebody's telling you. Whereas an entrepreneur, I can make mistakes of saying, hey, for the last 6 years I wanted this, and it wasn't setting me apart from anybody. What can I do to change it? And those are the questions that survey prompts. And I was like, hey, yeah, I could dig into this. It was in no way um, centered on a wood shop business or um, you know cutting the grass or any of those what you normally think of side businesses are. It had to do with starting firms and very doctoral candidate level questions. And I'm like, I'm just doing the wood. Try to give you what you need for an answer, but those are the questions that came up when I was doing it last night. Of well, holy shit, I've got a live I've got to do tomorrow, so I can post it to YouTube because we're going to be big. But what all went into starting, and what am I doing? What are you doing to set yourself apart from all the others? We can continue with how it has been for the last 6 years. Um, making ribbons, making flags, making awesome freaking boxes for people. But where can we challenge ourselves, and where can we grow from it? And that's what these lives and the upload to YouTube is. It's strictly about growth. Um, and I had to rebrand to do that. So the prompt I had for tonight was, do you have any specific questions about starting? If you're not gonna put it in the comments on here when I upload this to YouTube, and you get to minute 16, thanks for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. But what are some of the questions you have? Because not many of us go into starting a business knowing anything about it. I'm not a business major. I'm a management major. We did a little bit, in business classes, but nothing to, I didn't take entrepreneurship as a major. I should have. I know a couple of people have that I know. Some of us are trying to figure it out one day at a time. One day at a time with taxes. You saw the box that I made, and I put all my receipts in. They weren't always in one place. I had to learn that lesson. I wasn't always tracking my mileage from when I'm going to go pick up material, when I'm going to go meet a customer. All those things you can deduct on taxes as long as you track them. My phone is great. Anytime my vehicle is moving, QuickBooks goes, is this business or personal? Well, I'm gonna go to the big box store. We all know it's Lowe's. I don't know why I say big box store. We don't go to Home Depot. When I go there, it knows when I leave my house and go to this one location that it most likely was for the business, but it'll ask me. Because sometimes I go there for filters for the house. Sometimes I go there for, the pull-up bar I made in the back of my shed. That wasn't stuff. So you learn that as well first year when you were doing your Sensi. Absolutely. And those are the hard lessons of, holy crap, what do? I just screwed it up for the entire last year. Where do you go to get information for each state? Because each state has different tax implications and laws. North Carolina is great. They're very, very simplistic. They do want me to do quarterly, and I ain't got time for that. Who's doing quarterly anything? You'll get it once in a year. Please don't ding me for it. But we're gonna close this one up close to 20 minutes. This is actually probably where I want to find my sweet spot, as long as the internet holds up. But think about it. And if you do need a logo that you want made into a sign, let me know. Drop a good comment and you might get it for free. You might get charged. You never know. I do like giving out stuff for free. It allows me to showcase what I can do. So we're gonna wrap this one up like we do everyone. We saw, we sand, we sit, and we repeat. You have a good night. I'm so grateful that you all are still with me. Bye.